Right, so here is the spoiler-filled version of my review for Rise of the Skywalker. I repeat, the spoiler-filled version of the review for Rise of the Skywalker. If you do not want this movie spoiled for you for whatever reason, switch this video off now or watch the unspoilery video version of it. There'll be a link somewhere in the video, even in the description or in a title card or something like that. You'll see it. Watch it if you want to. For those of you who have already seen it or simply don't care about spoilers, my overall feelings of that movie was that it was totally fine. It was as safe as houses, it did nothing bold, different or new, but it wasn't a terrible movie. It's enjoyable for what it is, and for what it is just a product at the end of the day. This movie, if we're going to look at it from a spoilers perspective, I am truly blown away by really, again, just how unambitious this movie is. There are many moments with this movie where you think it's going to do something different, that you think it's going to do something bold and brave and different. Ooh, Rey's developing Sith powers. She's going to turn evil. She accidentally killed Chewbacca. Oh my god, what are they going to do now? She's become a threat. She's become a liability. She's saying creepy things. Oh my god, is she turning to the dark side? Oh my god, is she going to turn to the dark side and Kylo Ren to the good side and ultimately going to save each other? Or is he going to have to kill her or something like that? No, none of that happens. She doesn't kill Chewbacca. He was in a different ship somewhere. Where it was, fuck knows, but he was there. She doesn't develop ultimate evil Sith powers. She does it only the once. As a tease. And then it's never done again. Her whole struggle with fighting with the dark side of the Force, just really modest character development stuff. From a character in a cast of characters, for the most part, feel wholly underdeveloped after 3 movies. 3 movies in, and I feel like I have no greater say or understanding of what the characters' motivations or backstories are. Finn especially. The first movie, I thought Finn was a great character. I was looking forward to seeing what they did with him. And in this movie, he's a supporting character. Granted, he didn't get quite the same horrible treatment as Rose did from the last movie. In the last movie, she was front and centre. She was part of the action. In this one, she feels like she's the bloody tea lady. It feels like she's just there at a contractual obligation, as though she's just there to sweep up and make the tea, for Christ's sake. I mean, good lord. This movie, it's the sheer audacity of it being course correction is amazing. Again, there's nothing about this movie which is in and of itself terrible. Stupid many times, yes. As brave as a mouse fighting a lion. Sure, without any kind of boldness and innovativeness to it whatsoever, yes. But good lord, any moment you think something big or interesting is going to happen, it doesn't happen, it ultimately undoes itself. And that's it. That's it. This is the 9th part in a 9-part story. This is supposed to be the epic conclusion of a storyline that's been going on for nearly 40 years. And at the end of the day, you just sit there and you think to yourselves, well, okay, the bad guy lost. He lost through the power of love, or 2 lightsabers, or something. You know, in the run-up to this, there was rumours, or even, I think, even confirmation that Matt Smith was going to be in this movie. So when Palpatine was being regenerated, I thought he was going to regenerate into Matt Smith. I thought we were going to see Matt Smith as the ultimate version of Emperor Palpatine. That he was going to be the ultimate power that is going to destroy the 2 Jedis, or at least try to before getting destroyed himself. But they didn't. It was just Kermit McDermott there in a bathrobe in the dark with his cosplay Warhammer 40,000 life support machine, hooking him up to keep him alive whilst he made creepy faces in strobe lights. That's it. All those test tubes full of evil Emperor Lord Snooky clones. Nothing was done with them. The Knights of Ren, they're there. They look about as threatening as a bunch of cosplayers. And ultimately that's what they felt like in the end of it. They were just there. Captain Phantasm isn't there at all. She was killed off. Part of me was kind of hoping that we'd see her for a 3rd time, if only for just for a joke or something. Or hell, maybe she was Finn's mum after all these years. They do an inverted thing of the taking the helmet off like they did in Return of the Jedi. I mean, that would have been fan servicey, but Christ, at least it would have felt like it gave Finn some kind of a character arc and an ending point. I remember all the way through the movie he says, oh, I've got to tell you something, but I'll tell you it later. He never tells anybody. So either that's in a deleted scene, or this is more of J.J. Abrams' mystery box bullshit. And then, of course, they got stuff with Poe. He used to be a spice miner or a spice dealer or a spicy chef or something like that. And, he's a wrong'un or something. That's where his abilities to get out of any bad situation is. It's not because he's a clone of somebody or it's because he has Jedi Force powers. It's because he's a naughty man. He's a naughty man. And Lady Jango Boba Fett, maybe they're an item or something, I don't know. I was kind of thinking that at the end of the day, maybe Finn and Poe would get together, but they didn't. Because that itself would have been brave. I know a lot of people would have hated it, but at least that would have been something brave and different. The closest you get to anything like that is just two extras snog in the background. Oh, the first same-sex kiss in Star Wars. It's done by two nameless characters in the background. Oh, wow, Walt Disney Company. You sure know how to do diversity right, don't you? It really does take away from the fact that you're a horrible company that's totally monopolising every aspect of Western culture. Well, that's okay, because you can do Pride just as well as anybody else. Oh, good Lord. They couldn't even do that. They couldn't even do a gay kiss. They couldn't even do Rey and Finn getting together. That would have been brave as well, but they didn't. In the end, it's lumpy-faced Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley doing what everyone knew they were going to do in an uninteresting way. Two characters that, for my money, don't feel anywhere as developed as they really should do. None of the characters really do. The only characters that feel developed are the characters from the original trilogy, what little we saw of them. Yes, we don't see that much of Carrie Fisher because she sadly passed away, but Mark Hamill, he seems to be just there because he has to be. He's there on contractual obligation. He's there because he pretty much had his bollocks in a vice in terms of contract stuff. He didn't look like he wanted to be there at all. He looked pissed off to just be there. I was half expecting that you'd be able to look down and you'd see that he was wearing tennis shoes or something. As the urban myth goes with Alec Guinness in Return of the Jedi, that apparently you can see him wearing tennis shoes underneath his Jedi robes. I don't know if that's a thing or not because I've not had a chance to see the classic trilogy in quite a while, but oh my god, good lord. And of course, to add more uncanny valleyness to Carrie Fisher, the poor woman, they have a flashback sequence where we show her and Luke training each other. Sure, okay, I mean, that's cool and everything, but wouldn't that be something you would have teased earlier on? Like the fact she was at some point trained in Jedi stuff and that she could have trained, I forgot her name. That's a great sign. Rey. She could have trained Rey. That again would have been an interesting thing to actually see some of that or to see that in the past. Or hell, maybe she doesn't know Jedi training stuff and all the training stuff that she did end up doing with Rey was just either stuff that she learned through watching people studying military academies or just something she knocked together. That would have been interesting. Again, but you couldn't really do much because sadly she passed away. Of course, you get a brief appearance by Harrison Ford because, of course, why not? I mean, that was nice, I suppose, but at the end of the day, it was okay. I think with this movie, all the rumours and all the potential leaks and the fake leaks at the end of the day probably would have made for an interesting movie. The whole idea, the whole notion that J.J. Abrams would lose his mind to do time travel or to totally just piss on Star Wars from start to finish, that would have been something to see. That would have been something to write home about. That would be something to get angry or to be impressed about. But at the end of the day, this is just Return of the Jedi, just not as good in any capacity. Like, I don't want to say it, but I feel that I have to say it, but for whatever I may feel about the prequel trilogy, and I hate them, and I think it's fair to say I hate them more than I do the sequel trilogy, but the prequel trilogy at least had a point to them, at least there was an end point, at least you knew where that was all going in the end, and at the end of the day, it tried to do stuff that was new and different. It was horribly mismanaged with some really shit acting, some horrible direction, some terrible special effects that made you like milk, but at the end of the day, it was still something different. As for this sequel trilogy, two movies are very safe. One's very bold and brave, but it feels like almost boldness and braveness for the sake of self-flagellation than anything else. And in the end of the day, it gives us a very lopsided trilogy that never really felt like it got off the ground. Like, to be fair to J.J. Abrams, again, I did enjoy great sections of this movie, and if at the end of the day it is totally without merit in many regards. Had the previous movie had the same kind of action sequences and fun, quippy character stuff, as this movie had towards the start of it, for the first half of it. It would have been great had the entire series been like that, with these new characters working together and get to know each other with some appearances here and there by the classic characters. That would have been great. That would have been really great and fun. Sure, maybe at the end of the day that would have been a retread, but at least it would have been consistently fun. This one, it's fine. It's fine. It ticks all the boxes, it does all the fan service, and at the end of the day I feel as if I got my money's worth. Even if at the end of the day I wish I was watching something different. There's a part of me that feels I could have just reviewed this movie without actually watching it and I would have got the same kind of conclusion at the end of it. It's fine. That's it, it's fine. But what did you think, dear viewer? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Is there anything I missed that was particularly bold, stupid, or, well, not bold, but, you know, stand out? Is there anything in this movie that stood out to you negatively, positively, that was exciting or silly? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you shortly either directly in the comments themselves or towards the end of a future video. Be sure to like, favourite and subscribe to the channel and click the bell. All that stuff supports small content creators like myself. Be sure to support your local small content creator because it does the power of good and it saves us from any kind of scary stuff that YouTube may do in the future. Thank you for watching and goodbye.